are live. My mic set up. Everything's all good. Live in 27 minutes. Fun. Okay. Oh, all right. I think we're all set. Hopefully everything's working just fine. And welcome to my first shot at a live stream deck tech for, I picked Nicol's God-Pharaoh. Yesterday I tried going live. Went pretty well. I managed to get quite a couple of people in here that were willing to like chat with me and stuff. So I figured I'd just take the shot and go today. I'm trying at noon. I left up a poll to see if people would rather see stuff like this at night or kind of midday. I know midday is great for me, but I don't know like what the general audience might think. But let me turn this a little bit. Get this computer facing me so I can see the chat here. Put this up here. All right, that's way better. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sleeving up my Nicol's God-Pharaoh Brawl deck and making a couple of changes with Dominaria. There weren't a lot of cards, but well, there were a couple, but I've only opened like what? Only opened like 12 packs of this set. I think 6, and then I won 7. So at the pre-release, but I haven't really opened a lot of it otherwise because I just haven't had enough extra money to go buying a shit ton of a standard set. But yeah, I figured the format would just be me kind of sleeving them up and telling you each card as I go through and just kind of having a general chat with you guys. I had a lot of fun doing it the other day, and hopefully that's something people want to see on here. I know we used to be kind of more like a edited structure of just EDH decks, but for the time being, that was going to be pretty hard to do. We even had to take a year off of doing anything because I was working so much. But yeah, I've got 2 people watching, so say hi if you're interested, and let me know what you think. So general for my deck is Niccol's God-Pharaoh. I know apparently a lot of people thought the same thing I was thinking when Brawl was announced. I kind of thought I thought he might be not bad, but just kind of mediocre comparatively to like what they announced this when stuff like Deergaz and shit. There weren't a lot of multicolor generals, so maybe I can see why he was good at first. But I just really enjoy him because I'm a huge fan of Nicol Bolas. He's my favorite EDH deck, so of course. Thought of a solution to heavily edited deck text tapped out. Yeah, I use tapped out. I even pay for it and stuff because I just love the website for putting up my shit and keeping track of everything I have. But even still with the deck text, it's just I get that it would be easier to edit it, but still I think I actually responded to you, Common Commander, on the other video that just I like talking to chat while doing this. That was kind of what really sold me to do this. And I was able to get enough of a crowd where it was a lot of fun for me. So, a crowd as in like 7 people watching, but even still, I had a lot of fun doing it. And I wanna test the waters on this format. Maybe I change it. Maybe I do like some real official ones for like the the old dogs of the format, someone obvious, like somewhere along the lines of, let's say I do one on, what's his name? Gave Guru of Spores. Like that's the kind of thing that's the kind of general that maybe you do like just an in-depth, like in-depth deck tech on, like it's pretty solidified, a commander that doesn't really have a lot of variation in what you're doing with them. But yeah, no, I wanted to try this, and I think I'm just gonna start off I've had enough of an intro here. It's already been 5 minutes. Just me babbling. But I still think first card here is Fatal Push. I think it's good enough for Brawl. There's enough shit you're gonna have that's dying. It'll be more exciting with when you actually have good spot removal. Like I'm gonna be putting in Cast Out in this deck or Cast Down, because that's just some of the best black removal we have in Standard. It's insane that they've gone so long without printing a Doomblade variant that doesn't suck. What was the last one, like Ultimate Price? So I think Fatal Push is still good in a format that just doesn't have that has only like one Doomblade variant, and I've seen enough of my own shit die and stuff that needs to die at like 2 and up to 4. So I like having it. Obviously a Braid. Another card that's just insane in this format. There's just so many artifacts and creatures that you can kill with it. Especially just the artifacts is really huge. Having that variance or that variety in what you can do with it is really nice. This is one of my personal favorite cards in Standard. Cut to Ribbon, where you can deal 4 damage to a creature, and then you have a 1/2 of Exsanguinate in the graveyard. It's just even in Standard, my buddy was playing it in a Rakdos control deck where basically you just leave it in there, and then all of a sudden your opponent's just dead. The game would have gone on super long, and they just forgot about it, and now you're fireballing them for 7 or 8 where they had no clue it was coming. This deck was sick. He was playing that what's the name of that pirate guy that poxes everyone when he enters the battlefield? I think it's Ravager, Direfleet Ravager. So he'd play that and bring you down to like 13, hit you for a little bit more, then all of a sudden a Cut to Ribbons is just finishing you the fuck off. You had no clue it was coming. And we went to a TQ, and he was able to dome a couple people with ribbons just to take them straight out. So this card is even sicker in this format, where you can easily just have like 10 mana, and doming everyone for 8 is really good with Nicol Bolas to follow it up. Obviously, Pull from Tomorrow was awesome. If it's good enough for EDH, it's good enough here. This is what the best version of is making content again. Yeah. I'm finally back. Andy isn't here, but I'm gonna be doing like little live streams like this, and should be a lot of fun, especially for I'm gonna be having a lot of fun doing it. It's the kind of stuff I want to make, so I'm excited for it. But yeah, Pull from Tomorrow is completely insane. Any deck with blue and Brawl should be running it. Most decks in EDH should be. Discarding a card is really not a fucking problem when you can muck up your hand with 5 or 6 lands and you're just pitching one of them. I think Supreme Will is good enough. Just being able to go for the Impulse in case you don't need it. It's a solid card. This one's really good for Nicol Bolas. You have Hornswoggle, which is a 3-drop Essence Scatter, counter target creature spell, but you also get a treasure, which a lot of these cards need to be in Nicol Bolas, so you can cast them in in a reasonable amount of time. Putting them out just like turn 4 or 5 is fantastic. If you can get there with I play. No, probably not 4, but you can get them out turn 5 pretty easily with like a Manalith or a couple of treasures. My favorite card for it is you can get right to it with Pirate's Pillage, which I've got that somewhere in here, which is one of my favorite cards they printed in a long time. I'm playing it like 3 or 4 EDH decks that I run, because it's just so excellent being able to Tormenting Voice, which kind of doesn't lose you cards. Or no, it loses you. Yeah, it doesn't lose you cards, and it gives you 2 treasures, which is just excellent. Getting you to a 7 or 8 drop spell way sooner than you should be able to. Viona's Hunger is fucking excellent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. And then if you have Ascend, which is just super easy to get in any kind of like large multiplayer format, they're sacrificing half the creatures they control rounded up. There's no way you're not 5-color for what, Brawl? With that new dude that can cast stuff for, yeah, he can cast stuff for 5. If he's Fist of the Suns on just a like 4/3 wizard. Yeah, Joda. I 5-color is pretty easy in this format. I think there are enough really solid rocks. Having things like Manolith and Chromatic Prism make it relatively, like, they have enough like stuff that's snuck under the radar for really fixing your mana. Disallow, counter anything. Void Slime and for 1 less is pretty good, or Void Slime for just monocolor is pretty good, I've heard. Again, one of those cards, good enough for EDH, it's good enough for here. Sweltering Suns is excellent. You're able to pitch it, or you're able to wipe a lot of smaller guys. I fucking love this card in Standard. I've played it in 3 different archetypes, just because it's so reliably kills just stuff that it was basically the only Wrath for a while. It was Fumigate. What's the name of that card? Yahani's Expertise, and then just Sweltering Suns. That's it. That's all you had in Standard for a little bit for any kind of sweeper, which is just awful. Now they've got like 400 of them. They printed, what else did they print? They did Bantu's Last Reckoning after that. They did the white one that kills. You pick power like 4 or less, which is another excellent card for Brawl. Power 4, and then sacrifice everything else, which is nuts. And then you have the Settle the Wreckage. Like, there's so many more now. It's great, but for a little bit we were so starved for Wraths that Standard was a problem. Never to Return is excellent. Just hell, even if it was just Hour of Reckoning. Yeah. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Hour of Devastation is another Wrath that came after that. Like, they've printed so many of them now, but for a while it was Fumigate, Sweltering Suns. That's all you had. And Yahani's Expertise was too bad, because I think at the time black was just a terrible color. But I'd play. Even if it was just Never for killing, even if it's just a really bad Hero's Downfall, I'd be playing Never. But being able to return is sometimes important, especially when your general's a Planeswalker and you got to block something. Bantu's Last Reckoning, we were just talking about. It's a Wrath. You need them. The lands part is pretty brutal, so you have to make sure it's worth it. I've cast this card a couple of times and then just fucking died afterwards. So you gotta be careful with it, but I still think it's really necessary until they print a Black Wrath that doesn't suck. I don't know if there was there a Black Wrath at all in Dominaria, like one that just kills all non-legendary creatures or something like that? I have no clue. I should probably know that, but I think there isn't. I would have probably taken notice of it, but if there was one, I would cut Bantu's Last Reckoning for it, because it's a little too brutal not being able to untap in a multiplayer format. Unlicensed Disintegration is excellent. I don't extensive knowledge of Brawl. Does the format make Boros colors more valuable for late game? Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Even just the last couple of sets, the design philosophy around red cards in particular. There wasn't a Wrath. You're right, Wyatt. As far as Boros goes, just their design philosophy for red in general, in how many Wraths and just bigger spells that do bigger things. It's so much more viable to play Boros, even in EDH. I play an EDH Boros control deck with Archangel Avacyn, and it's an excellent deck. I love playing it, and it wins quite a bit. So I imagine with just all those cards allowing it to be viable in the last couple of years of Standard design, obviously Boros is just fine. I would play the Minotaurs are probably just excellent for control. where you can just kind of throw out a 4/6 that eventually starts turning all your red rafts like Star of Extinction, just dealing 20 damage to everything, and you're gaining all that life. I think it gives your red instants and sorceries lifelink, but white and red. Yeah, I mean, if there was, I don't know if there's a Mardu or maybe if you want to play the what's the name of that Calamity? Fuck, Kyle. Yeah. Do you know the name of that dinosaur? The second one, Nature's Calamity or something? Zana or something? Yeah, Zana. The individual colors, yeah, they're definitely excellent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Zama. You're talking about the one with the 3 heads, right?
Yeah, the one with the 3 heads that just casts shit. Or just is able to blow up an artifact champion. If you want to play him, it's Zakama. Yeah. Zakama. They're fucking excellent. I would play a control deck with that. Because just being able to blow up artifacts and enchantments and smaller creatures.
Oh, dude, trust me, there's a deck I want to make. I don't know if he's better than just exiling like the top X cards of your library and just plopping them all into play, though.
Well, yeah.
All the dinosaurs.
You're going to cast all the dinosaurs. Satisfying. That's so much more viable in Brawl, too. You actually get to play that card as a general, because I think it's a little bit it's not good enough for regular EDH for the most part, just because the dinosaurs aren't fantastic.
I haven't done it with the Rivals dinosaurs yet, so I think I'd have to spend a little bit more time with the actual all top end rather than what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh, the red white dude. Yeah, the red white dude with Blasphemous Act or Star of Extinction is insane. Yeah.
Sweltering Suns too, because he lives.
Yeah, he lives through Sweltering Suns and Hour of Devastation.
Oh man.
Yeah, and that hits that hits the Planeswalkers too. So that's nice. I'm not playing Star of Extinction in this deck because I don't want to kill my own Nicol. But
does it hit Planeswalkers too?
It hits. Hour of Devastation hits all non-Bolas walkers, and Star of Extinction hits all planeswalkers and creatures for 20.
Oh wow.
They're just all fucking.
It's actually like better than I thought.
Yeah, it's really good. And then you can gain like fucking at least 200, 300 life in Brawl. So I think it's good enough. I think red, white, and just those colors in general are fine.
Oh, and the Minotaur? Absolutely.
I think white doesn't have a lot of fantastic things to do late game right now. Maybe mixed with other colors, but I know red does.
Yeah, but you do stuff like Fumigate to gain you life anyways, and now it's also...
You can play it with control, but I think just playing white is only really good if you're being aggressive in Brawl. So if you like playing a slower white deck, you probably just pair it with something else. Star of Extinction only counts if played against dinosaurs. Yeah, you can just ignore it otherwise. Yeah, it doesn't do any damage. Pirate Supplies is just another card in my deck that no one of those cards that just draw 2 cards and then you just get a treasure is just fine for getting you into some kind of end game spell, like getting you into Nicol. Pirate's Pillage. Here it is. This card is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the card's so good for Brawl.
Oh, it's so good for EDH, man. It's terrible in Standard, but it's so fucking good for the slower formats where you can just filter out a couple lands, get a couple new cards, and then just cast like a 8-drop the next turn.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Just that 2 mana the next turn.
Yep.
It's like a tiny ritual added onto it.
Yeah, that card is nuts. Vraska's Contempt, and or hello. It just gains you 2 life and also fucking and it's another Hero's Downfall variant that's just fine to run. I'm sure there'll be another one in the core set that's coming up.
I think all Hero's Downfall type effects are just so essential for Brawl. Like being able to hit the Planeswalker too has actually come up way too many times. I think it's mostly because Cody's playing with Salmon and you're playing with Bolas. But
yeah, being